Please tap the screen on TikTok. Uh-oh, why is YouTube? Instagram's being weird. Did it go? Let me get on Instagram. It's being weird. Okay, now I'm live. Oops. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah in Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV gossip. There is so much, y'all. I swear we could chat for 2 hours today. This might be an hour-long show, so hold on. We have got so much to chat about, and of course, Jeff Lewis. If you are brand new, get comfortable in comments. We'd love to hear where you're from, what you think of the shows, what you think of everything. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all the things. Oh my gosh, we are going to touch on so much and really chat about Beverly Hills and Watch What Happens Live and the stuff that I just posted on my Instagram. Thanks to Bravo and Cocktails. They are my news source for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me get my comments going. Shout out everybody. Okay, yesterday, Countess Luann was on, and Jeff, remember she was a little bit late. Jeff specifically asked her, oh, where are you going today? What else are you promoting? And she's like, oh, and oh, what else did she say? Whatever else she said. She did not tell him that she was immediately going on to see Heather McDonald in Juicy Scoop. I thought that was just interesting, but yet she and Heather McDonald both posted a picture promoting it, which I'm not all about. I think she should do every show, every whatever. I just thought it was interesting that she said the two other things that she was on and didn't promote that she was going to be on Juicy Scoop. Like, do you think that she knows that Heather and Jeff are kind of feuding and she didn't want to say anything? Oh my God, I was just dying. Thought it was just interesting. Brielle Bierman, Kim and Croy, what in the actual hell is going on? I'm so confused on the daily. I feel like every other day we're going to get a new footage cam from the police of Atlanta showing us they got called out yet again to Kim and Croy's house. But Brielle Bierman posts on her Instagram a picture of her and everybody, and even Croy is in the picture. And I think you can see Kim's hands. So it's definitely, but she's talking about how they're playing like board games together. And then she had posted, or maybe Kim had reposted a picture of them like cooking chicken tenders together, or some kind of chicken with mozzarella, as if like everything's hunky-dory. Don't look over here. Everything's fine. Kim, Corey, what in the hell's going on? When the police or a judge have to come in and divide up your mansion to tell you where you can live and where your husband, what is it, even estranged husband? I don't even know what it's called at this point. Wacky doodle partner, who knows? Yes, and she had tagged something about Tracy Bloom as if she was helping her cook. And I'm like, girl, I know if you just paid cash, is what the thing said, for $30,000 for your vaginal rejuvenation. You said that you didn't get any kind of deal with the medical doctor over that. Not sure I believe that. Where did you get $30,000 from? You need to be paying your freaking Target bill. But how are you paying Tracy Bloom? So I have seen that at least a month ago or so, Tracy Bloom was still following, and they were each following each other, Croy and Kim. So I don't think she's picked a side in this divorce. But is it even a divorce? Is it a back and forth? Are they going to live happily ever after? Are they just going to be one of these married people that keep fooling us because they can't afford, or they just don't want to divorce? We will definitely talk about that soon, because Kyle and Mauricio and Dorit and PK, I am just dead. Okay, did y'all see this picture of Tori Spelling? So we heard last week that this new rental house that she was in for like $18,000 a month. Girl, start small. You don't go from freaking living in an RV on the side of the ocean with your 5 children and yourself, and then this $18,000 a month house rental. Like, I'm so confused, but if anyone's going to confuse me, it's going to be Tori freaking Spelling. Anyways, so last week there was this SWAT team got called out by a neighbor. Somebody had a gun. Thankfully, I don't think anyone was hurt. But, you know, she's probably alarmed. You're like, maybe I'm not living in the best area, which I don't know. I think craziness can happen anywhere, right? Sadly, we're living in some really sad, crazy times in this world. And I just hate all the negativity and the horrific things that are going on. But I guess she's ready to move out. Somebody saw pictures of her moving out. I don't know where she's going to go, how she's able to move that quickly, but she is on the lookout for another house, and somebody was showing her some houses. I'm hoping it's less than $18,000. Yeah. I chatted about this a little bit this morning in the Jeff Lewis Obsessed Facebook group. Did y'all hear Andy Cohen live this morning? It's almost becoming a pattern, like somebody said, that like every morning at the beginning of the show, whenever they do this kiki to each other. So remember, John Hill and Andy Cohen dated years ago, okay? But they've obviously remained friends. They obviously are very supportive of each other's professional endeavors, careers, what have you. And they work together on this show. But this morning, again, it was so awkward. Andy Cohen brings up something about John asking to get a discounted hotel rate for BravoCon. And Andy Cohen kind of comes at him like, dude, I'm not the one putting on BravoCon. Like, how would I be able to get you a discounted hotel room? Andy, because you're Andy freaking Cohen. How can you not have a discount code for a hotel? Like, I absolutely know for sure you can get that. And if anyone you should get that discount for, it's someone like your ex-boyfriend, John Hill, who is doing a show. Now we know, because she announced on the after show, MJ is going to be his big Bravo celebrity that he teased the other day. So she's going to be the one. So that means I won't see her probably at Amy Phillips' Cover Amy Friday night, because it's going to be the same time, and I think it overlaps in the time. I'm not really sure. If it didn't, I would definitely buy a ticket to John Hill, because I would like to see his show. Like, I've been hearing for weeks, like Andy kind of giving him notes on it because he went and saw it. We know that Jeff Lewis and the Chumps went and saw it when he was in LA, and they kind of had notes to say about it. But he's hired a musical director. I think he's getting things better. I'm just kind of curious how it's going. And I would definitely go see it. Let me know if you were going to BravoCon. Y'all, I fly out 1 week from today. And I colored my roots. See? Doesn't it look good? Yes, like a $10 box. I will get new shellac. Y'all tell me what color I should get. I'm thinking like a candy apple red. I think I'm going back. No, that's what my toes are. My toes aren't even going to show at all. Every boot, every shoe I'm wearing is like closed toes, so it's not even going to matter. Yes, Melanie says it sounded as if Andy just died and did not want to be bothered with John Hill. It was snarky. I thought so too. And then John Hill tries to say, oh, I was just joking about that. And Andy goes, well, I mean, you sent me a text about it, asking me about it. And John Hill's like, oh, well, I just thought it'd be fun to talk about. And I'm like, I don't know. I cannot tell. Do they really have a little bit of a tiff going on, or is this for the radio? I mean, if it's for the radio, then y'all are genius, because it's making me talk about it, making us talk about it on the Jeff Lewis Obsessed Facebook group. Andy could be moody. I mean, that's the statement of the century, right? Hamilton, it said, is Andy cheap? I mean, I don't know if he's cheap necessarily, but, I think he might be wise with his money. He did talk this past summer. His niece wanted him to get her Taylor Swift concert tickets, and I forget what they were, like $1,000 each or something. And he wasn't spending it. I don't remember what he ended up spending, or if he got them comped or free, but so I don't know. Seems like that was a pretty big deal to be able to get your niece Taylor Swift tickets, and I don't think he was able to, or he was wanting to spend it. So I don't really remember. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm ready. I want to watch the Beverly Hills premiere like over and over and over again, y'all. I saw so many things. I kept pausing it. I would go back and listen. One of my kids kept coming into the living room, and I was like, oh, no, I got to pause it and rewatch this. I didn't want to miss anything, y'all. It started off so freaking explosive, and it just kept going and going and going. I was dying. I literally did not delete it off my DVR because I want to watch it over and over again. The same with Watch What Happens Live. The fact that Kyle Richards was on of all nights last night live with Teddy Mellencamp just after these pictures had come out the day before of Mauricio holding hands with his Dancing with the Stars dance partner. Y'all, he just made this Instagram post. It was so sweet. We talked about it the other day. He was like, you know, when Kyle and I first got married, we went through all these trials and tribulations. We were moving mountains as a family, and I want to dedicate tonight's show and dance to her and my family. Y'all, I think it was from Bravo Snarkside. I saw it on Bravo and Cocktails, who I love, but I think they were reposting from Bravo Snarkside. I just reposted it. It's a picture of the final scene of Mauricio and his dance partner sprawled out on the floor. It looks like they had literally just had some sexy time. And Bravo Snarkside writes at the top something like, you know, this is what he wanted to dedicate to his family. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Is this just for ratings? If so, why? Why are they doing this for ratings? Even Kyle got asked that question on Watch What Happens Live. She said, one of the most ridiculous things that I'm so upset about all the rumors of me and Mauricio and Morgan Wade and everyone is that we're doing all of this for ratings. She said, why would I do this to my family? Like, my 4 daughters were devastated. They were crying for days, didn't leave the house. She said, we were all so upset over all of this. She says that they are fine now. They're stronger than ever. She's so proud of how they've been. Y'all, Portia is like 15 years old. That is such a hard age to be a girl at this day, at any age, but especially in 2023. And to know that your parents are famous and going through this, but seeing these pictures, seeing the illusions, knowing that her, you know, I guess Kyle, she did say last night, now she said Morgan Wade is one of her very best friends. I'm like, wow, if she's not your very best friend, then I would love to see how you sit on the lap of your absolute very best friend. Like, seriously, my co-host Luna. It is crazy. She's sort of denying it, but the pictures, the videos, it's not, the math ain't mathin', right? I'm not buying what she's trying to give us. I'm just not. So it starts off Beverly Hills last night. First of all, PK is eating like bags of chips. Well, we know from past seasons that he's like pre-diabetic. Well, look how thin and trim Dorit is. She does not want no hefty man for the health, or probably for the looks of it, right? Like, she's definitely made some comments for me. Oh, somebody said they're frozen, but other people said they aren't. Anyways, so I thought that was interesting. I had no idea what I was in for. I was so blown away by the Dorit and PK by the end of the day, whenever she and Kyle were having this really heart-to-heart dinner at Dorit's house, and she basically tells her, look, PK and I've had a really rough year. We didn't think we were going to get through it. I never thought when I got married to him 8 years ago that this wouldn't be forever and ever. And then she kind of says something like, I mean, he's going to die first. And I'm like, girl, like, you don't know just because he's older than you that he's going to die first. Like, oh my God, that was kind of like, how much life insurance does Dorit have on him? The thing at the beginning where they're going to this spiritual resort in Malibu, and Erika Jayne walks in all super thin. Y'all tell me, because the way I rewound this over and over and over again, I could not tell. Was it Crystal? That was, I mean, all of them seemed to say something about how skinny she was. You're withering away. You're nothing. What are you doing? And of course, Erika Jayne was like, hormones. Every one of y'all should be doing hormones too. It's not Ozempic. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But I swear Crystal said something about her being so skinny, and I want to be that skinny too. I'm like, girl, you have told us about your lifelong eating disorder. Like, I don't know. It was awkward for me. I know that on a Real Housewives show, we're going to talk about people's weight and how skinny they are. It's obviously a compliment if you tell someone that they're skinny, but it's also kind of backhanded, right? They're definitely trying to tell point blank tell Erika, look, you're using Ozempic. We know this isn't hormones. No one in their 50s that's going through menopause is losing weight. If anything, they're gaining weight, right? So that was kind of a backhanded thing. But I just thought it was so weird if Crystal really was saying something like that. Yeah, Summer Girl says they're all skinny. Why can't they see that? Exactly. I love when someone thin, because I've always fluctuated. Well, not always. After having 5 kids, I've fluctuated, having babies, I've fluctuated with my weight. Growing up, I was always thin, just naturally, but I've always liked working out too. But when somebody is super thin and I've lost like a little bit of weight, but still bigger than them, and they'll be like, oh my God, you're so skinny. And I'm looking at them going, you just want me to tell you how skinny you are. We know the games that girls play with each other. It's so crazy, right? Guys do it too, but girls are really crazy at it. Like, it's almost like you want to tell them how skinny they are. What you're really saying is you used to be fat. That's what we're really saying to each other. And that's what, even though Erika Jayne was never fat, she was probably a size 6 or 8, honestly. But they're letting her know, oh, we noticed you've lost weight and you look great. It was so crazy. But I was just dying to know if that was Crystal that said that. Y'all tell me in comments. Melly says, Dorit is now famous and beautiful, so she can find someone else richer. Or she can make her own money, right? I mean, she's, doing her own thing, we hope. Yes, Joyce says you gain weight from menopause. It doesn't come off easy. And it's kind of a combination of menopause and your age. Like, just in general, don't come at me. In general, weight becomes harder the older you get, male or female, especially when hormones are involved with like menopause and stuff, right? Or menopause, as Jeff might have. Okay. Thought the spiritual retreat was weird. I thought Eagle Woman was all dolled up with no place to go. She knew exactly what she was doing. That girl had her nails done. She had her hair and makeup done. I was like, I mean, not that she wouldn't know that she's going to be on TV, but someone named Eagle Woman doing a spiritual thing, I just kind of wanted her to be a little more natural looking. I don't know. I just felt like she was a little too, she was noticeably dolled up to me. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Yes, Marie said girls are the queens of delivering backhanded compliments. And I mean, that's why I say, whenever we say it's not good that we talk about people's weight, I mean, it's kind of just our general, it's just kind of what people do, right? I mean, if you're a Jeff Lewis fan, you probably weigh yourself every day, just like he does. You notice your weight, you notice other people's weight. I don't mean it's judgy, but I mean, aren't we all a little bit judgy? Speaking of judgy, Beverly Hills Producers, I was here for it whenever they showed on the premiere last night. They showed Lisa Rinna's resignation email from September 10th. It was like midnight at her time. So I was kind of wondering if this was like, maybe I've had a little too much wine. I'm like, F you, Bravo, F you, Andy Cohen. It certainly wasn't overly nice and overly complimentary of like, letting her basically have a way back on TV that wasn't like QVC or wasn't, what's that soap opera she was on for a long time? Days of Our Lives. I mean, she definitely got lots of coin, lots of fame from Beverly Hills. And that email resignation that she sent was just not overly whatever. Oh, you felt like she was disrespected? Wait, Christina says, why couldn't the native lady just be dressed up like she always had? I don't know that that's always how she dresses, though. I don't know her. Leave her be. She was so disrespected. I did hear a little bit of Smith Sisters this afternoon, or this morning, sorry, and they were talking about her, and they kind of came at Bravo a little bit for, I don't know, I guess they said that, I guess a lot of fans were coming out and they said that the ladies were kind of making fun of this whole spirituality thing. But I think sometimes they bring things in that everyone's not into, like the whole, what's that thing where they ring the bell, not ring the bell, bowls. It's like the humming of the bowls. The thing where Shannon Bedore, Kelly Dodd, like bonked her in the head with that, So I think sometimes they do things like this spiritual retreat last night. that everyone's not into. And so I don't think they're making fun of it. They're just kind of like, we don't believe into this, right? Anyways, Dorit and Erika. So I was at the BravoCon Watch What Happens Live last year whenever Erika Jayne was asked, who is the next couple that you think is headed to Splitsville? And I posted on my Instagram last night, but she was right. She was truthful that when she told Dorit, I didn't want to answer the question. But in the end, that girl stood up, loud and proud, walked to the center of the stage and said, it's going to be Dorit and PK. And you're right. We all gasped. We were like, oh my God, like, why would she say that? Now it's all making sense. We know they see and hear things. And even I think Sutton said that there was a rumor whenever PK got pulled over for that DUI that I think he got off on. Did he even get in trouble for that? How do you, was it an accusation? Was he really not drunk? I don't know what that was, but it feels like he got pulled over, but he didn't really get in trouble legally. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't remember what happened with that one. Oh, Miss Tokyo Trouble on TikTok says, girl, are you hanging with the chumps and others at BravoCon? I certainly hope to. Certainly hope to. I know that Doug and Megan have a 3-day VIP pass. They've said they're going to be walking around the whole time. So I definitely hope to see them. I'll definitely be in the audience of Jeff Lewis and Andy Cohen's panel. I cannot wait. I think Stu and Ronnie are going to be there. I cannot wait. I'll definitely be at Amy Phillips' Cabaret show. I think a lot of people are going to be there. So it'll be so fun. Yes, Marie said, Erika acted reluctant. This is true, Marie. Erika acted reluctant to reveal her answer. Emphasis on acted. And we're going to get into acting later when we talk about freaking Mauricio. Okay. But now we know. So they have since come out. So Dorit has this really honest conversation with Kyle. So what I want to know, what happened? Remember all the rumors that not PK, that Mauricio and Dorit were maybe having an affair, because that foursome of couples had really become close. Now that we know they're both having their marriage on the rocks and maybe both separated, maybe both headed for divorce, I don't feel like they're as close as they used to be. You would think that's something that would kind of tie them in even closer if they were being honest with each other. So I feel like, why did other people, if Erika Jayne said PK and Dorit a year ago, she had probably seen or heard or been told some things. And so why wouldn't, you would think Kyle would know a bunch of that stuff. You would think PK and Mauricio would still be really good friends. I don't know if they are, though. Like, somebody tell me if y'all know that. Yes, Hamilton. Mauricio just released a video with his Dancing with the Stars partner saying they were just friends. We had a rough week last week. I posted on my Instagram. Check it out. I think I reshared it from Bravo and Cocktails. And I don't know where it came, if it was Instagram. I don't know where it came from. But they're very close standing with each other. She's casually drinking a cup of coffee. It looks like they just got out of bed, if you ask me. And they're talking about they had a really rough week last week. And they went out and had sushi together. And they were just recapping everything, and he went to grab her hand and she grabbed his hand back, and then somebody snapped a picture. Well, just like Teddy said on Watch What Happens Live last night, she wasn't having it. She was like, dude, they were in Beverly Hills at the height, the days before he's on Dancing with the Stars. She's got Beverly Hills premiering, within days. And he's going to choose that night to go out to dinner alone with his dance partner and then hold hands together. They weren't in a small town or inside their house or something. It's almost like they knew, they had to know paparazzi are always watching them, right? And so why would they do that if they didn't want that to get out there? It's so gross. It's so hurtful. Clearly, Kyle was pissed off because she admitted to Andy last night that, yeah, that is the reason that I deleted the few supportive pictures of Mauricio off my Instagram grid because I was pissed off that he did that. She said it was very hard to see him holding hands with her. And she admits she's the one that initiated the separation, which that tells me even more. Okay, so we're going to get into that in a second. Garcelle, the mom guilt. Y'all, that was so hard to hear. One of her twins was so harsh to her. Basically, you know, the twins are 15 years old now. They're at the beach trying to have this, you know, sweet conversation. The one twin's being really quiet and calm. The other one's basically saying, look, I can parent myself now. I basically did it for the last 2 years, and you needed to be a mom to me 2 years ago, not now. Oh my God. I was devastated for her to hear that. Like, I know they come on a reality show to be honest with each other, but I think I would bitch slap my kid if they said something like that on national TV. I would be like, hey, I know we're being honest. I really wouldn't bitch slap. I'm just saying, I think there's a time and place to be honest. And I think something that heartbreaking and raw and devastating to your mom can be told off camera. Like, so it seems more of it did seem a genuine conversation, but it was too raw for me to see as a mom. Like, my heart broke for her. I don't think I want light and spicy, and I want, like, I don't know. I didn't want that as a mom scene. I thought it was really hard. Yeah, Linda said teenagers think they can self-parent. And I get that. And maybe it's because he was a boy. I don't know. Would a daughter say something so raw to their mom on camera? Like, they weren't just fighting. The good thing, in a way, is he didn't say it out of anger. He wasn't like pissed off and screaming at her and has the excuse, oh, I didn't mean to say that. Or I said something really hurtful and I didn't really mean it. He was like calm as a cucumber telling her this. And it was really respectable that I guess he felt like he could be so honest with her. But oh my God, I felt for her as a mom. And as a working mom, she was talking about, you know, I do have a career. I am divorced and I love working and I do have to go away. But she was also gone for 3 weeks filming something. And he says you were basically gone for a year. Okay, 3 weeks is a lot different than a year, people. Like, let's not exaggerate like that. Oh, Lori says that's what producers want. Probably told him to say it. Oh my God, that makes me gross. If I can see producing adults, but not a 15-year-old kid, and not to their mom. Like, I don't like that at all. It felt really gross to me. Oh, it felt really gross. Laura, such a good point. Would he have said that to his father if the father had to work a lot? I would venture to say no. I think women, the mom guilt, Jeff talked about this a lot on the show today, the dad guilt that he had for working yesterday, these 4 hours on Monroe's birthday. And then he wakes up still in a bad mood because he's like, I really felt guilty that I did this architectural digest and, you know, with Anthony Anderson, and we kind of blew it, basically. I can't wait to read this. But, you know, he talked about the dad guilt from, you know, working on Monroe's birthday. And then MJ was talking about that and how it's affected her son from her being, you know, filming Traitors, which, by the way, do you think she won? Or do you think she was one of the traitors? She was there a long time, but she so did not want to talk about it. She was trying her hardest not to talk about it. And Jeff was like, let's just talk about everything. Let's talk about all the details. She's like, honey, I am following the rules. I am not getting in trouble. Like, I am not biting the hand that feeds me like you do to SiriusXM, which we will definitely talk about because he totally did that on the after show today. Oh my God, I was dying. Kyle and Mauricio. That scene where he's basically on the computer talking to his assistant who is like handling all these things and scheduling. You can tell that Kyle is irritated. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. And I'm like, this was not new. This has been going on for a while. The fact that she could have put on a happy face, y'all. She's been a child actor her whole freaking life. She could have faked this marriage months longer, right? She could have even gotten through the whole season. But no, episode 1, first scene, she is so irritated, so disgusted, it seemed like, by Mauricio. And y'all, I think he's so cute. I think he's so sweet. Yes, I think he's in on this whole, I don't know what's going on. Like there again, they're like a Kim and Croy. They're so confusing me for sure. But I felt for him. But when she starts showing her 5 tattoos, he didn't even know that she had the last 2. He didn't know where they were on her body. And she's like, well, maybe you need to take a look at my body a little more often. The look on his face, he was like, I can't believe you just said that on TV. She said on Watch What Happens Live, she couldn't believe he said that on national TV, that the cameras were on, and he basically admitted, I didn't even know that you had these extra tattoos, and I really think you need to slow your roll on getting them. Y'all tell me what you think, because this has been talked about a lot. I think Andy Cohen, who talked about this? No, Smith sisters. I'm getting everyone mixed up that I listened to today. Smith sisters, I think, talked about that somebody that a husband shouldn't have, or a spouse shouldn't have any control over their spouse and how many tattoos they get or not. I don't know. I think in a respectful way, if my husband were starting to make some decisions that affected him physically that I didn't like, I think I would feel okay saying something. And I mean, Mauricio and Kyle have been together like 30 years. I think he has a right to respectfully say something. And I felt like he said it somewhat of a respectful way. I don't know. Teddy definitely said that. Yeah. Well, and then she brings up her marriage stuff from the first season. Oh my God. Watch What Happens Live was so good, y'all. I'm just dying. Oh, Lori says Garcelle said that her son said he wants to go live with his dad now. She said that last night and I missed it. I do remember them talking, how they started talking about was moving back and forth, and that made me think of Monroe with Gage and Jeff, right? That's true. Somebody said the word allow got people. Yes, allow is not a good word for sure. Yeah. Annette says, Miss Lupo, it's called a traditional marriage and it's compromises. Yeah, and I think in a respectful way, but I don't know. After the last couple of days, I'm not sure they're much on respecting each other anymore, right? Oh my gosh. Yes. Melissa says, y'all know how much natives get monthly. Natives? Wait, I don't even know what that's talking about. Melissa says, y'all know how much natives get monthly, right? I don't know if y'all have ever seen a native in real life. Are you talking about the Earth Woman or whatever her name was? No, Eagle Woman, not Earth Woman. What about Teddy? Oh, we're going to get to that, Vina. What about Teddy saying Sutton carries vodka in her purse 24/7? Oh my God. And Sutton came back on Twitter or Instagram last night saying that the secret word for Watch What Happens Live should have been Sutton because they were talking about her so much. I'm like, I mean, they weren't exactly talking about you that much, but you also didn't necessarily deny that you have vodka in your purse 24/7. Like if anyone said that about me, it was clearly a slam, not a joke, which it definitely was. Teddy definitely said it as a slam. She didn't deny it. She didn't deny it. Oh my gosh. It was so awkward though. I just felt like Kyle was so harsh to Mauricio. I don't know. Whose side are you on? I feel like we've watched this show. I mean, I'm a day one Beverly Hills watcher. Like, I feel like I know them. You know, I know their 4 daughters. You get so invested in these people in the shows. Like, I'm okay with the separation. I'm even okay with the divorce. But the way it just keeps going on, and we're together, we're not, we're trying to work on things. I'm not with Morgan Wade. I'm not with my dance partner. Like, which is it? I don't even know what to believe anymore. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. People think it'll be easier living with the dad. Kyle has done it. Lisa Lawless says Kyle has done a completely 180. I mean, I think we all used to love him, right? I didn't really love that season. Was it last season or the one before where it seems like they were making him out to be a pothead? I didn't love that because I just think of like, ugh, I just didn't want to see him that way. Oh my God, Jesse won tickets to the Jeff Lewis Halloween special. You better tell us all about it. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Tell us what you're going to dress as. Tell us if you have a cheers, if you have a shot with Jeff afterwards. Oh my God, I'm dying. So lucky. So lucky. What else? Okay, let's get to Watch What Happens Live. Kyle admits the initial. Okay, first of all, I never thought Kyle was on Ozempic because I kept thinking, I didn't really think she had lost that much weight. I'm like, y'all, she's always been athletic. She's always been super muscular. She's very short. I don't think she's lost like a ton of weight that somebody would lose like on Ozempic. But when they did that flashback scene last night where they were showing Kyle imitating Teddy's walk, which was so hilarious, maybe her jeans were really tight. Maybe she had a little bit of a muffin top, but y'all, from seeing that and then seeing this insanely tight pleather dress, what's that stuff called? Vinyl dress that she wore on Watch What Happens Live, y'all. She has definitely lost some weight. I'm not saying it's Ozempic. She's definitely said that she's working out like crazy, eating super light and not drinking alcohol, but I did notice that she's definitely lost some weight. In her face, you're right. I could see it in her face for sure. And I wouldn't have said that before because I'm like, oh, she's always been slim. I haven't really seen that she's lost all that much weight. Now, Erika, I've seen her weight fluctuate a little bit more, but just seeing her perform in Las Vegas in August, I mean, front row, she is very thin. I mean, I know she's wearing corsets and all this stuff, but she is definitely very thin. She's definitely lost some weight. So Kyle and Watch What Happens says they're living in the same house. Basically, she gave Mauricio the primary bedroom because it's kind of more masculine. She's living upstairs in this guest bedroom that's more like, froofy and stuff, she says. It just seems like they are not even coexisting. Like when she said that they basically had to schedule a meeting to talk about their schedules and get them meshed up with like if they can vacation together or if they can go somewhere for Portia's spring break. She said that really says a lot about their marriage, right? Raiden says Kyle has lost less than 20 pounds, but a lot of inches from intense workouts. Yeah. I mean, I think at her height, I think 20 pounds is a ton of weight, but you're right. I think she's very muscular, but she's also very thin. Yeah, for sure. Christina says, how much does Erika dance and move around the stage? I mean, it definitely wasn't like, a 25-year-old Britney Spears or anything that I've seen. But it was good. I mean, considering that she's wearing like literal high heels, like some people wear those theater shoes, whatever they're called, theater shoes, jazz shoes or something like that. They have like kind of a thick heel that's easier to dance. No, she wore like high heels during the whole show. So the fact that she was doing that, I was impressed. I thought it was really good. I loved her show. I do think she's going to put some out. Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about Jeff Lewis yet, for sure. Crazy. She does say that her and Kathy are doing great right now. I hope that is true. I did send Kathy a DM. It'd be amazing if she got on my Instagram Live today. And just said, I hope that I'm glad that y'all are in a great place right now. So that was really good. Yes, Lady Grace says anyone that's worked in theater will tell you how much of a workout they get. The costumes stink. Ooh, from sweating, I guess. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Lori, another housewife marriage gone. I mean, anyone from the last 10 years and up, maybe even more, anyone that knows anything about reality TV knows it's really hard on a marriage. I'm not sure. It's kind of like the egg or the chicken, which comes first. Do you go on a reality TV show because your marriage is bad and you need some income? If you're not a woman that has a career, if you need some income, you are doing that. That's kind of how they alluded Kelsey Grammer. That's what they're saying he kind of did for Camille, is that he knew he was cheating on her and he wanted to get her on the Housewives to make her happy and have something to do. And she would have her own income, which might make him have to pay less spousal support or child support. Now that seems a little premeditated, but maybe it is true. I mean, I don't know. I don't think any housewife or anyone on reality TV can claim, oh, I thought this would make my marriage better. I thought this would be okay for our marriage. No, I think it makes it really hard for a lot of reasons. And based on results, I mean, reality TV leads to divorce, right? I mean, for sure. Oh, you think that's why Taylor went on? Wow. Avoiding it like the plague. We're talking about on Instagram. Have you been in contact? Snowball, have you been in contact with Stu to know he and Ronnie will be there? Oh, they talked about that a long time ago. Yeah. I bet Ronnie told me. Yeah, Ronnie told me at Reality Bites. I was like, wait, where did they talk about it? Yeah, I saw Ronnie and Stu at Reality Bites show. Yeah, in LA. Kathy was just at the Morgan concert with Kyle, but Kyle's worried the conversation this season about last season could cause issues. Yeah, that's what they were saying. Okay, Jeff Lewis today. Mercedes Javid and Jamie Kennedy were back on. I think it was enough time. Like, some people, I need a little more time. I definitely needed some more time for Jamie Kennedy to be on. Like I said, I didn't necessarily mind his interaction with Amanda McCants and that whole drama, having her cry and all that. I didn't like his rebuttal when he was on a couple of days later the next week with Monica Casey. So that's where he lost me. I just kept thinking he kept digging a grave further and further, and it was just really gross. So I didn't like that at all. But it starts off, Jeff basically is trying to get MJ to admit where she's been, what she's been filming, if she won or not. And she's like, I am not telling you. Oh, Christina says, I asked Stu about the members, his subscription Instagram. We may be getting one soon. He normally does those on Friday. So, yeah. Uh-oh, Lady Grace says, don't be hating on Jamie, y'all. This is the good thing, is this is a safe space, just like the Jeff Lewis Obsessed Facebook group. We can have different opinions, but be respectful about it, right? Like, just don't be cruel. Don't be gross. Don't be coming at people. Wait, Ben, you won the, oh my God. Ben won the online giveaway for Holotini. So that was for today by 4 o'clock, I thought they said. How'd you win, I wonder? Maybe more than one person won. Oh my God, you're going to have to go live, Ben. I'm so excited for you. Make sure to follow Ben Finer, Finer. And then on TikTok and then on Instagram, he's never been finer. Oh, thank you. Oh, Sandy says, are Stu and Jeff together? I mean, I can't imagine they're together based on what Jeff said on the show today. He says something out of the blue, which was so weird because they weren't even talking about any of this. But he says something, I guess, because he was teasing Jamison about being in a bad mood yesterday. Oh my God. What if the Vegas wedding is Jeff and Stu? Oh my God, I would just die. Oh, thank you for the badge, Brian. Whose side are you on? My son's playing with my dog, so I was like, what is that? He says, for the past 20 minutes, don't ignore the red flag. Something feels off. If something feels off. I mean, does that mean they're not together? It probably means they're on a pause, but we've seen them pause and unpause over and over again. I mean, so I am done guessing. Like I've said, the big breakup, that first 4th of July, where we know now that Stu was on a Newport vacation with them or something. And I think he left the vacation early because he got in such a big fight. And then was it Christmas or Thanksgiving? I thought they were donezo, right? And so when they get back and forth together, I am always blown away because really the time when Jeff really went off on him in that New York trip, I think it was around May. But then the very next day, Stu calls into the radio show on Jeff's request, and they kind of clear the air and they talk about they're working on things. I mean, it's so freaking confusing. Wait, reiterate, some gay men only want a monogamous relationship. I missed what y'all were saying. Oh, gay men can definitely want monogamous relationships for sure. Melanie said, Jeff also said, I've been ignoring red flags for 2 years and I shouldn't have. 2 years or 20 months? I wrote down 20 months, but I could have heard him wrong. Then they aired that 789 selling the 789 promo. Y'all, he is just, I just was on If you didn't watch it, I'll be putting a link to it, but on Dana Wilkie's YouTube channel. I was on live with her today. She invited me to come on and chat about Jeff Lewis feuds. We practically ran out of time after an hour. There's so many Jeff Lewis feuds, but one of them that she wanted to talk about a lot was the whole thing with SiriusXM, how he's coming at his bosses, and she can't believe he says this stuff on air. Oh my God. He said even more on the Jeff Lewis after show. So he joins Joey Zalzig and Carrie Lewis on the after show, and he just out of the blue brings up that he reached out to Andy Cohen to ask if he's interested in having the Jeff Lewis after show on Radio Andy. And he says, yeah, he's open to it. I do not know. I mean, I don't know if that means, if that's a dig at SiriusXM, if that's, I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. I'm so confused. What was written in the bathroom that he had to go to a meeting? So Christina, in the bathroom was this, I came here to follow you from seeing you on Donna today. Oh, thank you. Whose side are you on? Shout out from seeing me on Donna Wilkie. He's talking about this job that's posted, which is weird, for SiriusXM, which is a huge company, posted in the bathroom, which tells you they want to hire from within. Y'all, was the salary $180,000? That's a lot of money. I don't think that's an average salary in radio. Even in LA, where probably they get paid a little bit more, right? Lori says Jeff has always said he's monogamous. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but I can see it's something about Jeff. Jeff needs to lighten up on sweet Jamison. Someday he will bite back, Sharon says. Ooh, I love that. He almost 185,000 or 189,000. Wow. Oh, thank you. Very sweet. Whose side are you on? I thought that yesterday too, and today I felt he doubled down. Yeah, and then at the very end of the show, he says, Tim Johnson sent him a text and said, call me after the show. So basically, Alyssa is like, don't mention the salary. He's like, well, it's public knowledge. And she's like, no, it's on a flyer inside the SiriusXM bathroom. That's not necessarily public knowledge, because you know people like us are going to start talking about it and be like, that's a high salary. Maybe that's why Jamison is upset. It just fuels the fire. I mean, raise your hand if you've already DM'd Jamison and said, I hope you're applying for this job because you owe, you deserve it and more money. I mean, that's what happens is people start getting involved, and it's not going to end up well for SiriusXM, right? Lady Grace says, no way is that average. Regular radio does not pay well at all unless you're a star. That's very true. Y'all have a radio television degree. I worked at Fox Sports for 7.5 years after college, off air. It's not a lot of money. Radio and television do not pay. I mean, unless you're, huge. Of course, the money can be very well. Dolly Girl says, on the after show, Jeff said it's on their website too. Oh, I think legally jobs have to be listed on a website, right? Like internally. But again, it's like Alyssa told me the other day, I'm trying to protect you from you. Like, he was saying something on the after show the other day, and she goes, yeah, why don't we save these confidential conversations for off the air? And he was like, oh, well, I said it, so I thought I could talk about it. And she's like, no, like, you don't need to be talking about all those things on the radio show. Oh my God. Whose side are you on? I really think Jeff's loyalty to his friends is what gets him in trouble. However, I'm here for it always and understand Jeff's character. I don't always agree, but I get him. I think that's what we all think. We don't have to love or agree with everything about everyone, but it's entertaining, right? I mean, Jeff knows exactly what he's doing. Kelly Dodd knows exactly what she's doing. Heather McDonald knows big stars, they know exactly what they're doing to get the ratings, right? That's what I talked about with Dana Wilkie today. I don't think they're selling themselves out. I think Jeff really does have these personal and professional feuds. I just think he is rare. He is willing to put his information out there publicly, and all the positive stuff or all the negative stuff, he's willing to take that risk, right? And that's stuff that a lot of us wouldn't do, especially whenever he talks about his partners, especially when he talks about his kid. how he's parenting. I mean, Jeff gets a lot of negativity for a lot of things that he does in life, right? And some of it is warranted. Some of it Jeff Lewis chumps, listeners can think different things about it and not agree with it, right? But yeah, Sarah says, I think he can't help himself. Exactly. Brutally honest, right? Marie says Jeff is unapologetically Jeff, for sure. Oh, Home at Last Farm says, did I miss what happened at his court date with Gage? Yes. Check out my video on TikTok. There's a Gage and Jeff playlist, and it's probably underneath there, but it's definitely underneath there. What else? I thought it was so funny. So also, shout out to everyone that won these Holotini party invites. He says it again today that it's Jeff Lewis Has Issues. His podcast, it's actually the sponsor of this. I just thought it was weird that it's different from Jeff Lewis Live or Jeff Lewis Channel 789. Like, is that podcast something completely different? Like, I'm sort of confused because that's the one that goes up Wednesday and Fridays for free. Jeff Lewis Has Issues, but I'm assuming I never listened to it because, I listened to it on Radio XM, Radio Andy, or the video, but I'm assuming he makes money off of that podcast too, right? Because it would sell ads. Maybe because the podcast is free, so it gets more listeners. Oh yeah, I definitely think a podcast can get more listeners because it's free and it's just easy. Everybody knows how to get a podcast off Apple or Spotify or Amazon or iHeartRadio. But Shannon Bedore's husband wrote into Jeff because he was reading messages and he called Jeff a chump. Oh yeah. Talking about how the chump word came out. It's so crazy. What else do y'all want to chat about? Y'all, I leave for BravoCon in 1 week. I'm so excited. I did not get, so if you're a VIP, you had an opportunity this morning to log on for Friday's Bravo photo opportunities. I didn't even know, but apparently you could only get one, which they didn't make clear. I logged in and within seconds it said the registration was closed. So, and I don't really care about the photo opportunities. I think I don't really care about that, but I thought I would rather have it because you do have to register in advance. You can't just show up in a line like you could last year, which I didn't do because the lines were so crazy long. The Bravo celebrities were only signing or taking pictures for 30 minutes. So most of the lines, everyone stood in line for an hour or two and never even got up there. You're right. Or you were spending your time waiting in line, which I'd rather not do. I'd rather be at panels and stuff. Melanie says, I'm having such FOMO about BravoCon. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, especially Jeff Lewis Obsessed, because I will be posting story after story after story, hopefully making you feel like you're right there next to me for sure. I should bust into that line. Oh no. The only one I wanted a picture of, and I took one from afar, was Kathy Hilton. She was huge last year. This year, who will be huge? Everyone will want a picture with Kyle, maybe. Who else? Who do you think people will be really wanting a picture of this year? Like last year, Vanderpump, they even said during a panel, which I reposted the other day, they said, I think Lala said that Raquel was going to come out as the villain. And I even made a story like, season 10, Raquel says she'll be the villain. We had no idea because none of the rumors were out at that time. It was crazy. Oh, people want pictures of Ariana. She's been very quiet lately, even with Dancing with the Stars. Ooh, that's a good question. Miss Lori, Georgia. Which reality star has been the nicest to meet? Oh my God, everyone has been so nice to me. Really. Gosh, Doug is so easy. As far as chumps, I'll narrow it down to chumps. Doug is so easy to talk to. Stu is so easy to talk to. So is Jeff. Y'all, Jeff he's just so charismatic. I mean, he just has a way of, like, I was taking a picture with him before Cabaret Me one time, and he just makes you feel like he's known you a long time. Like, even if you've just met him, he's really, I think that's when stars have the it factor, right? That they just have it. Megan is the same way. Shane is super nice. Oh my God. Who else have I met in person? Let me think. Monica, Carrie. Now I met them very briefly because those were at Jeff Lewis Live, the Burbank show. So that was very, very whatever. Oh, Melanie says you're over Scandival. I mean, I am too. I was never that. I know I got a lot of hate for it, but to me, it was just a cheating scandal. And like, sadly, I've never been involved where a friend or whatever, but I've had neighbors, not immediate, but neighbors in the neighborhood. We've had a family that had kids, married, and somebody got entanglement, as Jada Pinkett would say, an entanglement with another family with kids. And to me, that's way worse than what Tom and Ariana and Raquel had going on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I have not met Dorinda in person. I have not met Dorinda. I think I saw all of them from afar at BravoCon, but I don't think I've met her. WJ King. Reality stars need to be nice these days. They need the revenue stream to continue if they are not rich in their own right. I mean, that's true. That's about BravoCon. It is a convention for Bravo. So if you don't understand the assignment, girl, you got to be walking in with hair and makeup. You got to have a great outfit on. You got to be smiling in pictures. You got to be able to say like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You got to be super personable. You got to be on. The fact that all these Bravo celebrities are having all these live shows within a week or two after BravoCon ends, I'm kind of shocked because I would think that they would rather like take a break. But instead, I think they're going to make the money off of all the excitement, whether somebody went to BravoCon or whether they can't. Because like lots of people are coming to Houston, actually, the House of Blues. Countess Luann comes in the mid-November. All these people, Dorinda, Ramona, they do these group shows. Trace Amigas just added, I think, a third show. So they're all taking advantage and making all the money. So, oh, Kathy, that's so sweet. Who would be mean to you, Sarah? You're so nice and kind. Oh my God, thank you. Oh, I'm so jealous. Donna Marie, I'm currently watching Vanderpump Rules for the beginning. Have you never seen it? I'm kind of jealous of that. Y'all, wouldn't it be so fun to go back and know nothing and then just binge it, not have to wait for the seasons? I wish I was patient. I could do that. I would just be dying. Oh my God. That's an excellent point. Most reality people are middle to lower income. I mean, yeah, Linda, if you think about like people that do like 1 or 2 seasons, especially when they start, but there's a lot of money to be made. Yeah. Kelly's not invited to BravoCon. No, she would definitely tell us if she was. I mean, she and Rick are gonna recap. I was gonna say reboot. Recap Beverly Hills. I haven't watched their episode that they put out yet today. Oh, Paige! Shout out Paige Davis. Look, Paige. You know your Christmas card is in my thing, right? You know it is, right? We're always looking for a man for Paige. Paige Davis says, I'm looking for a Friday BravoCon ticket if anyone knows of any. Oh my God, people DM me often and I tell them go to the BravoCon Facebook group because I think the BravoCon Facebook group is the only place they're making it. I think nobody can sell at a profit. So it's good for buying, not good for selling. If you're selling a BravoCon ticket, probably go to StubHub where you're going to make some profit off of it, right? So different than last year. Last year, they were selling tickets like crazy. It was almost easy to get tickets at the last minute. This won't be happening this time. Lady Grace says lots will be selling last minute. Anyways, shout out Paige. Thank y'all for joining live. It is so much more fun to join live and chat about everything. Tonight, I'm going to be at Zach Noe Towers, his live show, his comedy show in Houston at the Houston Improv. I cannot wait. There's 6 of us that have a table. We're going to meet for dinner before. One of the friends I've already met multiple times. She's become a really good friend. I think 4 of the other girls are all brand new. I've never met them, so I'm so excited for that. We should have so much fun. I think he passes out stickers at the end of his show, so that'll be pretty cool, right? Anyways, thank you for joining. Please make sure to like, subscribe, make a comment. All of that helps. If you're lucky enough to have a reality TV friend or family member or someone that loves Jeff Lewis, share my accounts with them. Everything is under Jeff Lewis Obsessed. These will go up as a replay instantly, or it goes up as a podcast, Jeff Lewis Obsessed. Oh, you saw Zach in Dallas last night. I love that. Shout out, Nick. Anyways, bye, Chupettes.